because we take this job so serious.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what he needs.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
I quit. We're done here. I'm done. We're out of here.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
You know, when you get Playmaker, when he turns his head and tries his best not to break.
Once again, at my expense.
Oh, I got more up my sleeve, including a second one I got for Jen, which might.
What?
Don't want me.
What?
Kind of like one of my kids. What?
Leo
Bala is with us. What's up, Leo? What?
What?
My God.
Okay. Let's go to Chavez Ravine. And I asked the Philadelphia Phillies the same thing I asked about the Philadelphia Eagles. What the hell was that?
A monumental collapse?
A choke of epic proportions?
Okay, let me go to Shane first. Shane played the sport longer than I. Bases loaded, 1 out, 11th inning, a comebacker is back to you. Fill in the blank. Where do you go?
Home plate.
What happened?
Error.
What happened?
Error.
If you look, I pitched, I played first base. That's why you have the infield in. Every position on the infield, third to first, needs to be alert.
It's on the grass. It's on the grass by the mound. Plain and simple.
Especially with a series winning run 90 feet away from you.
Yep.
If the bases are loaded, the infield is in, and your first play is to home, then the catcher goes to first.
That's a 1-2-3 double play. We go to the 12th inning.
Exactly.
And the pitcher fields it cleanly, but he froze. I feel for him, but he froze. But you're taught growing up, playing baseball most of your life, in that situation with runners all over the place, the first place you go.
Second nature.
Home.
Second nature. It has to be second nature. Your first instinct is go home.
Oh my gosh. Actually, let me correct myself. There were 2 outs in the inning. Leo, you're right. 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, you still go home.
You still go home. You eliminate. You got to force out base.
2 outs, you're throwing to first base. That's the easiest. Because
if it's a comebacker, I'm taking it home.
But with 2 outs,
with 2 outs, you get the third out.
I incorrectly said 1 out. I incorrectly said 1 out. I incorrectly said 1 out. There were 2 outs in that situation.
Yeah, with 2 outs, you're throwing first base.
I was incorrect. Yes, honey, I'm saying it aloud. I was wrong in recounting the situation. There were actually 2 outs in the inning. You go to first. You don't come home.
Yeah.
So I correct myself. You go to first. That's your easiest out.
Because the guy coming out of the box is going to be a lot slower than the guy going home.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't have a lead and all of that. But you still got to make the throw.
You have to make the throw. You actually have to make the throw. With 2 outs, I incorrectly said 1, so that's on me. With 2 outs, you go to first, and we go to the 12th inning. That's it. With 1 out, you come home, and it's a 1-2-3 double play. But there were 2 outs in that situation. The Phillies were 1 out away from getting out of that, and I heard JJ's call last night, and like me, he was in stunned silence. Because I watched it develop, and I saw him freeze for a split second.
And that's all it takes.
That's all it took.
The throw has to be second nature, and if it's not, then you're screwed.
And that's why the Phillies are sitting at home. What do we always say? To be the champs, you must unseat the champs.
You have to beat the champs.
And
there's a reason the Dodgers had the gold lettering on the jerseys when they started the season. They won the World Series. This is why.
And on top of that, Philadelphia had 3 shots to eliminate the champs. They only cashed in on one of them, which was Game 3. That should have been a 4-game conquest for Philadelphia. But when you're not fielding well, when you're making errors all over the place, and when your hitters can't hit in key situations, you're going down. Just like the Yankees couldn't execute with runners in scoring position, neither could Philadelphia.
There were 4 letters that burned Philadelphia. RISP.
Runners in scoring position. Runners in scoring position. And that's been a bugaboo for Philadelphia. If you want to think about it, somehow they got the number 2 seed, but that's been a problem all year. Them hitting with runners in scoring position. And they got burned.
Yeah, it just proved that, honestly, Philadelphia was strong down the middle and end of the year, but that's because their offense was able to handle business.
Right.
But there's nothing that they could handle now.
So where does Philadelphia go from here? Where does Philadelphia go from here?
Hopefully back to the bottom of the division. I know wishful thinking from a Braves fan, but
I was just going to say that
they'll be back. They'll be back.
Yeah, they will. Their lineup is too strong. But there's one problem, and I outlined this with the Yankees, and I'll outline it here: pitching.
We're seeing the golden rule of the golden rule of baseball. It's been the rule ever since baseball was created.
Mm-hmm.
What hitting? Yeah, hitting will get you through the regular season because it's 162 games.
But pitching wins you a championship.
Pitching,
which means they got to figure out the back end of their bullpen.
Final totals on the board: a run on 2 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. They left 11 on base. A run on 4 hits for the Phillies. They left 7 on base. They used 5 pitchers last night. Same as Dodgers only used 4, beginning with Tyler Glasnow. What?
Huh?
What? You got outdueled? Listen,
by Tyler Glasnow.
Tyler Glasnow. He went 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, and you couldn't take advantage of those 3 free passes?
Nope.
They left 7 on base.
Yeah.
Intentional walk to Ohtani. Vesia threw a wild pitch. Intentional walk to Ohtani, like I said, and then 3 hours, 30 minutes in front of 50,563 at Chavez Ravine. To beat the champs, you got to beat the champs.
Yep.
And they didn't. They had chance after. You know who was the quietest bat in this lineup for the Dodgers, and they still won? Teoscar Hernandez.
Ooh.
Which means whoever the Dodgers face, and I hope it's the Cubs so they can go to Wrigley Field and whip their asses. Although I don't care who they face. I don't care who the Dodgers face. I don't care if it's Milwaukee, and I don't care if it's the Cubs. They're going to whip their asses.
Yes.
Period. They're going to whip their asses. For the simplest of reasons, the Cubs needed to be at home in Raggedy Field, and we may as well talk about this series now. It's going to Game 5 in Milwaukee. Seattle's playing Game 5 today in Detroit. I hope it's Seattle that goes to Toronto so Toronto can get a measure of revenge for 3 years ago in that wild card series in the Sky Dome. I know it's called Rogers Center, but I'm old. It's a Sky Dome.
The Sky Dome always has been, always will be.
It's the Sky Dome.
Major League Baseball's got a big problem for the World Series.
And that is
that it's either going to be in Toronto, Seattle, or Detroit.
Yeah, because New York's out.
I mean, the worst thing would be if it's in Seattle.
Oh, Lord.
And not because of the team. The team is fine.
Yes.
The city of Seattle is a mess. The city of Detroit's a mess, and Toronto's in Canada. Major League Baseball, no one's going to pay attention. No one's going to pay attention to the World Series.
Well, plus, if it is in Seattle, you got to deal with the Seahawks, who are right next door, which could be a little bit of an issue with some scheduling.
They're right across the street from Lumen Field. They're right across T-Mobile Park's right across the street. So Seattle World Series is going to be.
You don't only have to deal with the Seahawks. You have to deal with the city of Portland, which is on fire right now.
Oh no!
Oh,
I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem. Nobody in that state is going to care about the World Series while their capital city is burning.
True. Oh man, what if Seattle does make the World Series?
It would be the only team in baseball to never make the World Series, so good for them.
I don't want them to get there. I don't want them to get there, and I have two reasons. One, I don't think they're ready, but they're young and hungry, and they've proven me wrong thus far. And two, I don't think they have enough arms. But again, I've been proven wrong before.
Right.
Thank you, Los Angeles Dodgers.
I want Detroit or Toronto just so we can get the replays, so we can see Joe Carter's home run like a million times.
So we're going to see it anyway. So we can see Jack Morris and the Detroit Tigers of the 80s. Mm-hmm. That would be a great.
That's all I want.
That would be a fun ALCS, Detroit and Toronto, and they're not far from each other. Leo Bala with us in the chat. I'm still so sad about them. Why are you sad about the Mets?
Yeah.
Why are you sad about the Mets? He said, I wanted to knock the Dodgers out this year for payback from last year. Leo, let me explain this to you. The Mets ran into a little word we like to call a juggernaut.
Oh no! They ran into a piece of humble pie.
Big piece of humble pie.
The Mets. I mean, the Mets made it farther than nobody expected them to get out of Milwaukee.
True. Well, I did.
Alonso gave us that.
I did because I guess
the next year, like getting to face the Dodgers was everything was bonus at that point.
True. And the thinking was that they got out of Milwaukee, everything else was gravy.
I mean, anybody that expected them to walk through the Dodgers was, I don't know what you were watching all year.
Damian Hernandez, to be fair, if the World Series is in Wisconsin or Chicago or even in LA, it wouldn't matter because every team that are in the playoffs is in hell with everything happening. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that because all right, I need to explain something because I got a text message yesterday after the Cubs won. Dear God in heaven, help me. And I got a text message saying, "Why don't you care about the Cubs?" Allow me to explain. Give me this camera. If there is a baseball team that I hate with an unbridled passion because of where I'm from, what I've had to deal with, and who I've had to listen to, it is the Chicago Cubs. Not because of the team itself, although they're a big part of it. It's the fans. It's the fans that piss me off. Mm-hmm. Because growing up, I've had WGN shove the Chicago Cubs down my throat for years. And all they have done is put me to sleep. They put my dad to sleep. I hope y'all go back to Milwaukee and get smacked like you did the first 2 games. All I was waiting for in 2016 was for one of the 2 suckiest teams in baseball, the Cleveland Indians or the Chicago Cubs, to put me out of my misery. I was either going to say, congratulations, Cleveland Indians, and we move on the next day's morning show, November 4, 2016, or I wasn't going to do a show at all. Guess what? I didn't appear for a week. All these Cub fans every freaking year saying, this is our year, this is our year. Shut up and prove it, will you please? If the Atlanta Falcons have yet to prove that this is their year beyond 28-3, then what in the vital blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell do you think is going to happen with the Scrubs? I'll answer that question for you. Not a doggone thing. I've had nothing except about me living on the south side of Chicago. I had my dad, I had my grandpa, and I had my mom. All Sox fans. I've had nothing but Cub fans down my throat for years, and I'm tired. You got your gift in 2016, and yes, I'm saying it was a gift because the year 2016, as far as sports go, was a doggone conspiracy. Especially when people tried to shove MVP Cam Newton in my eyes. And I punched them all in their eyes. Not literally, but you get the idea. No, I don't want the Cubs to go to the NLCS. Let me use a fan's argument. They don't deserve to go back to the NLCS. They don't deserve a doggone thing except all the misery that they have projected on every other baseball fan in baseball for years. And it ends tomorrow in Brewtown. That's Snowman's take. What's yours? After the break, a lot of football, including a big game in Tampa.
Speaking of Cubs fans, I had an interaction with a Cub fan the other day.
Oh no, what happened?
I was in a chat for one of my one of the guys I watch, and he's a Cubs fan, so he was obviously excited about his stuff. Mm-hmm. But there was a guy in the chat, and he said, I hope I can see the Cubs win a World Series in my lifetime. And I said, dude, you shouldn't be in here if you're 9 years old. The entire chat was like, yeah, they just won. And I was like, how did you forget the Cubs winning the World Series?
How could you forget Joe Buck getting more excited about the Cubs winning the World Series than the White Sox winning the World Series?
Right. Yeah.
Listen to those 2 calls and you'll see the stark difference. I've seen my 49ers win Super Bowls, saw the Bears win the Super Bowl. I've seen my Blackhawks win 3 Stanley Cups. I've seen my White Sox win the World Series. That was the one I was waiting on. And in 2005, I got the happiest present ever before I lost my dad to prostate cancer. And a shout out to my late father who battled prostate cancer for 15 years. Since this is Stand Up to Cancer Month, the next 2 months are I'm standing up to cancer. Not only did I stand up to cancer, I kicked the assumption that...
Yes, you did.
Now, take that. And a shout out to all the men who have beaten... A shout out to all the cancer survivors, including my buddy Dave Sims. A break. An ID. And when y'all really come back, we have the scoreboard update and then lots more football talk. And A Pizzle is here. And I think A Pizzle is going to let loose some grievances. I don't know why, but if you look at his shirt that he's wearing, you may get your answer. Snowman in the Morning, Hour 2, introduce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.